He's a founder member of Afro-Tenors, the group that was founded in 1998. He also joined Trail Celebrations 17 in 2012. He was deputy director in partnership with Department of Education. Recently promoted to be a director in sport and enrichment. In his previous position, he's the one who was securing partners and funders for the sport, art and culture activities. Among others include SASCE. Now he came to oversee all of those programs. Ukiven is entrusted with his responsibility. Among others, SASCE. To take SASCE to greater heights, to ensure more arts and culture participation and opportunities to open for schools. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Given Mabena, the new director of sport and enrichment. Bruh, welcome to the show.
Wow, I wanted to hold my breath there. Thank you very much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be on this show.
Yes. What are the two tenors?
We are there. They are there. Lucky's there. Akos is there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Are you still performing?
Of course, we now do mostly corporate events.
Oh,
yeah, we do corporate events now.
Okay. No. We noticed you guys.
Yeah.
We Afro-Tenors.
The Afro-Tenors,
Yes, you did. You played a big role to show us why you can start something without being in a choir.
Yes.
But you can start something. Uyitena alone.
Yeah.
Today we see most of
the young groups that are coming up.
Yes.
Nice, amazing singers from our country.
Brokif, silapha namhlanje uSASCE.
Yeah, the South African Schools Choral I stood for.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, we can say you're new in the position, but you're not new with department, and you were working hand to hand. Naye uSASCE last years. But do you feel like appointed umcha or you just continuing acting in the responsibilities?
Funny enough, when I started here, I was actually appointed as the assistant director SASCE. So I was the project manager SASCE at the time, which was 2012 already. I didn't stay long because then I was snatched, to another directorate, which is partnerships, where I was then given a huge task to be the stakeholder liaison officer to facilitate partnerships and sponsorships for the department as a whole. I wouldn't say SASCE is new to me. I would say that the 2 years that I spent in SASCE when I was the assistant director there, I would say that was my cultivation sort of space or era that would then prepare me for now. Because you see time evolves, things evolves. Things change. We live in a very different space and time right now. Things are more cosmetic. So I think for me to have the gap between SASCE when I started and when I went to partnerships, that was a beautiful transition, because then I'm able to now engage further than what SASCE would require me to do, and bring more parties on board, expose SASCE better than where it was before, try and augment the status of SASCE where it was before to a different level of some sort. So I think this was a very good sort of stepping stone to where I am now, starting from where I was with SASCE then and today. So life is sort of like a circle.
Exactly.
Where I started, I'm back there again.
Prakif, our kids are facing new challenges. Some of them, there's something in mental health, now. It's like pandemic. There's also child abuse.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening, Bandanen. Yeah. What are your plans to meet these kids halfway through music?
I think we would all attest to the fact that music, it's a language that does not need any interpretation. You use music, to speak to the inner man. You use music to touch where no man can touch you as a human being. You use music to communicate the essence of our living. Why are we living? You use music. I feel that it's up to us as this generation currently to understand or to know how best to bridge the gap between the new generation, the Z generation, and our generation, because you see there's a gap. And if we are not going to be able to bridge that gap, we have lost them altogether. So we need to be able to utilize their space, their platforms, their current state, to say that, guys, we understand where you are, and we know we've been there. I mean, we all have been there. I mean, mental health, it's not a taboo. It's not something that started now. It's been there. It's just that maybe it wasn't taken serious. It was not that exposed. It was not spoken about as most often as it should. But now that we have these different types of music, these different platforms that really our kids are so clued to.
Yes.
It's time for us to utilize those platforms. Let's speak volumes in terms of how to use those platforms to actually promote mental health. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi sometimes it gets to a point where our young people are bored. Yeah. When you get bored, sometimes you're able to feed your mind with whatever that comes along.
Yes, I was going there.
So the minute we stand in the gap and make sure that they are preoccupied with what we think is the best, I think we are going to head towards the right direction. And I need to say that for me, I have seen it, and I think you'd attest to it. Choral music instills certain values to young people. I'm not going to speak down or try to crash other music genres.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak particularly on opera and choral music because of the nature of this particular music. It requires you to handle yourself in a particular way, whether you like it or not. It has this discipline, and you look at the way how we stand on stage to present this kind of music. That's where you see that, okay, now we are talking. You're talking class, we're talking dignity, we're talking character, which is embodied by this particular type of music. Classical music, I mean, you hear the instrument of it, you hear the notation of it. It tells you the order. It automatically it gives you that order. So yeah, I think if we can use music to reach our young generation, and also we need to start writing music that is relevant to this era.
Yes.
Fresh music. Let's write arousal music.
I commend you on that one. Last you took songs from Kwanele, Siswez.
Yeah.
That is fresh music.
Yeah.
That is talking with these kids.
Yeah.
Listening to Ingoma ka Siswez di Domindo.
Yeah.
It says everything.
What a song. Automatically sitting there listening to that rendition. By I'm not going to mention the schools, but I believe that every school did the most there on that particular rendition. That female choir there, it makes you really want to be in Ntombi. The presentation of it, it makes you ufuna ukuhlala kahle man. Uthi ake ngihlale kahle. Particularly I would maybe I think mangabe ungumuntu wesifazane, or ungumama, you take pride in raising a daughter that would be able to speak those words, not only articulate them, but live those words, and I think that's why SASCE is one of the platforms where you are able to come and see dignity, class being cultivated and being nurtured over and above the vocal abilities and asikhuluma nje ngesimilo somntwana obelonga in a choir. Uyabona ukuthi anokuhamba kwakhe, it's very much different.
Brekiv, ngesikhathi sethu we were very busy esikoleni. Bubuya kwi cricket, ungene ku music.
Yes.
Then you go home doing homeworks. Awunasikhathi soya. During the week awunasikhathi sininzi soya ngaphandle. Now there's a gap. Abantwana bethu abekho busy. How can we close that gap? Because music on a period here. Yes. How can we fit in a sport? Make sure that by your sport, then.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we live in a very cosmetic space.
Yes.
Where our young people are mostly attracted to these things, the gadgets, these technology things. It's because we have lost the gist in how to promote the essence of co-curricular activities. How best can you arouse the interest emntwaneni to say, look at how beautiful a sport is, look at how beautiful arts and culture is. We even tend to compete against each other. Exactly. Cultures are competing against each other. We don't even promote after school programs. You don't have to play sport within a school premises. Also, ngaphandle ekhaya. When I grew up, we used to play abo black mambatile, amathini, diketo, all those things. And we were looking forward to play those indigenous games at home. Because at the time, that's what parents were instilling in us. There's so much that you can do than sit and watching TV. There's so much that you can do than sit on your cell phone. There's so much that you can do. Creativity, it shouldn't be you sitting there watching TV and, floating around and your gadgets and everything, but try to use whatever that is out there to bring about fun into your space. So I think it's up to us as well as parents to start to cultivate and instill the culture of embracing your surroundings, embracing those who are around you. There's so much that kids can do, man, for entertainment. Revive art centers, revive libraries, revives halls, art centers, studios. We don't have those anymore.
Exactly.
If they are there, they are actually white elephants now.
In my intro, I mentioned that you came also to take SASCE to a greater heights. Take us to a greater heights.
They say it takes a community to raise a child. We are not going to do it alone. It needs the entire community to embrace the efforts of government in making sure that the co-curricular wing of education is well supported, particularly by parents. Ngenzela ukuthi abantwana, when they are required or requested to join a choir, parents should also motivate, encourage them, push them towards that direction, instead of you saying, the focus shouldn't be only on the academic offering, because co-curricular activities, they are the ones who actually boost the performance when it comes to the academic space of things. So ngiyacabanga ukuthi SASCE is not just a choral platform where kids come and sing and go home. It's a platform that needs to motivate a career.
Exactly.
we when we were part of SASCE, that's where we started as well. We are products of SASCE when it was Irisang at the time. I don't think I would have been given the opportunity to go and study opera. But because of SASCE, that's where I realized how much I love music. So more than anything, SASCE should be a platform that motivates a career, that encourages, where we are able to find talent and nurture talent. Not only singers. I mean, conductors. There's so much that SASCE is showcasing. There's so much that SASCE is offering.
I'm sitting here asking you questions because of SASCE.
Because of SASCE. I think we are all products of such a great, a flagship program, of the DBE, of government. And taking that, SASCE currently, if I may put it like that, is the only and biggest choral competition in Africa that is standing.
True.
Currently. Ngingazi ukuthi akhona manye yini, but where I'm sitting currently, ibukeka njenge competition enkulu kunazo zonke ezikhona in Africa. You go overseas, a majority of our black South African opera singers are products of this platform. I wouldn't want to mention a lot, but just to mention a few, your Pretty Ende, every time when we read or hear of her performing internationally, that says to us there is something great that we have produced.
Yes.
As an organization, or as a platform, or as a government, because into esiphiwe ugovernment lento wasisupport ngayo.
Last year we had challenges with provincial eliminations.
Okay.
Accommodation, transport. Kwenye province abantwana I think bate bachika kotana bazawucula ngenyite babeka ngenyite bazakucula ngayo. We had ezo challenges. Singers manage njani ezo challenges because parents were not happy at all. Abanye bate bathi umntana makaphi andiyazi umntana bezothina. Because they were angry. I understand. Seeing ezo pictures zendawo balala kuzo abantwana khona now man.
This is not it. I think honestly to put it on the table, we need parents' involvement here, so that they're able to support this initiative, to check where necessary they can actually plug in themselves and be able to assist. Hence, I'm saying that into yam, into government, into yetu. You don't just send your child or send your children to say go and uzabona ukuthi wenza njani. The minute our parents are involved, the better the management, the better the implementation of this program will be. So ngiyacabanga ukuthi yes, challenges will be there. We will be facing challenges. I mean, it's a program that it's still growing as well. It's growing, and as well that we need to understand that there will be things that will be affecting, the liquid flow of the program, but we are not going to camp on such. We need to try by all means to make sure we augment our implementation plans all the time, so that whenever such challenges come in, we are able to handle them accordingly. For me, more than anything, the involvement, my parents, it's very important, so that uwazi ukuthi umntwana uyaphi uyolala phi udleni isikhathi bani, because those are questions that needs to be asked before umntwana releaswa. Ukuthi are the plans in place? Catering, is it in place? Is the person that's going to be feeding our children vetted? Is the person that's going to be driving our learners, our kids to that competition venue? Is that certified? That person is certified, vetted, ukuthi uright ukuhandlela abantwana. So those are the things that parents need to be involved in. Not only that, it's only the principal and the teacher, that are taking care of that space. Where are the parents?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Parents must be there. Yeah. Let's get the parents involved so that the implementation plan of making sure that this competition are happening fluidly, parents must be involved.
Yes.
Parents must be involved. Because imali ayiwenza umsebenzi wenziwa abantu.
Yeah. I just saw social media by SASCE this year is in September finals. I don't know. Bunyani Balondo Bupi.
Yeah, we are still in talks regarding the final date for the actual national championships.
Yes.
Remember that this year we are actually voting, so some of our events are going to be sort of disturbed, if I may put it like that, because of the voting period.
Yes.
But we are still in talks with our stakeholders to see how best we can then host the national event. I wouldn't really now concretize the date. I wouldn't solidify the date or confirm the date. It would be wrong of me to do that.
Yes.
However, I can confirm that we are still in talks to finalize the actual date to host the national event. So for now, let's not take any date given until it is formally communicated by the national office.
Oh, okay. Noted that one. We're clear on that one. Not September. We are still in talks.
We are still in discussion regarding the dates.
Yes. Then I don't know. Sometimes I've been by kind of last year. But why you venue Sologi one say Joburg? The finals.
Yeah. You see, when you're dealing with children, there are so many aspects that one needs to deal with, that you need to actually check so that you don't compromise abantwana. Because when you want to host this big event, whilst you know for a fact that this is to benefit the children. So if the venue is conducive to host children, why do you want to change it? Because you see, safety comes first. Are these children safe? Are these children going to be able to navigate themselves around without being scared, without being, so kubalulekile for us to consider such things. Yes, I would love to have this competition somewhere else. Change of scenery is good sometimes. But will that be effective? Will that be able to cater for the learner? Will that be able to give safety to the learner? I mean, look at the environment that Rema has created for us.
Yes.
The warmth that you get before you even enter the premises, you already feel safe. Safety is very important because you know for a fact that we live in a very, very volatile space where safety is key. You don't want to compromise the status of the competition by just getting any venue.
Exactly.
So kubalulekile for us to consider safety yabantwana kuqala. Yes, I know that other provinces would love to host the competition. Yes, proposals maybe would be welcomed at some point, but there are things that needs to be checked. There's things that needs to be ticked in the box.
Yes.
If this is there, and buses come in big numbers. Where you're gonna park the buses? There are rehearsals. Learners need to be catered for properly, not outside. They need to be, all those things need to be factored in.
I get you. I get you. Last I was chatting with Felicia.
Yes.
sayivelela indaba ye girls as lesbian and boys that are gays. Last year beke kwakho something epic yabo, but no, you can't sing boys choir intombazana yabo. Then abantwana bafila discriminated kwalapho yabo kule ndawo bacima basafe kuyo. Sike sayihlalela phansi sayijonga so far.
I really need to say that we are a country that is growing to understand the dynamics of life. And I'm glad that I'm living in a country where we don't really have discrimination against gender. We are a country that is standing, and we really, really augment the essence of making sure that each and every individual is protected.
Yes.
That's why SASCE is one of the platform where we are not going to stand and discriminate. You see, I think we all are benchmarking our policies and regulation based on the world standard of policies and regulation.
Yes.
So, but that does not mean that we cannot make our own policies, make our own regulations. You see, when you talk a boys' choir and a girls' choir, you already had boxed it to say you are looking at these type of voices. It has nothing to do with gender, but it has to do with the texture and the timbre of the voice. So I think that as we grow within the program, these are the things that we as the steering committee or as the national coordinating committee are looking at. How best can we accommodate learners? How best can we make our learners comfortable so that without any discrimination, so that umntwana angazosuka athi yeah, but why am I considered this because I'm not this, I'm that. So, you know, we all have rights to be what we want to be without being discriminated against. So I think SASCE is actually on the right path. Okay. We are on the right path to make sure that each and every learner participates in this platform without any discrimination.
Yes. Yeah, I get you. Then when I was starting our regional...
we are now in February. Already other provinces have started with training the trainer.
Yes.
I know for a fact that Free State had theirs 2 weeks ago. The other provinces are actually starting this week to start preparing for the training of conductors, adjudicators, and so forth. So I think as soon as the itinerary for all the provinces is shared, we will definitely share it with you so that you know what happens where. I'm actually liking the fact that this year I want to do it differently because we are celebrating 30 years of democracy.
Yes.
So we need to sort of start from the grassroots, you know, and then grow with it so that when we get to national, we can see what's happening down there, you know, at the lower level. So we will definitely keep you in the loop in terms of what's happening with our circuit competitions, our district competitions, regional competitions, and to province as well.
Okay. I can't deny you this opportunity. What are your plans as HOS this year?
Yeah, hey, you know, to be honest with you, my plate is very full. My plate is full. I'm on sabbatical now from Joyous so that I can focus more on this particular space, which is taking too much. It needs serious focus. But definitely, Joyous Celebration is recording this coming Easter in Durban, ICC. Beautiful recording. The repertoire, I've seen the repertoire. Amazing repertoire.
Live recording.
Live recording. It's happening in Durban this year. The tickets are already on sale.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'll see. I might be there. It will depend on on how how I'm footing here, because this is taking too much.
Exactly.
It needs serious attention. So that's why I'm on sabbatical in Joyous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin, you are classically trained.
Yeah.
You coming from classic opera, then you adjusted yourself to gospel.
Yeah.
I wish abantwana bethu bangayifunda kuwe, but check by flexibility.
Yeah.
You can get a job. You can do it. You can create for yourself a job without going to look for one.
Yeah. I think more than anything, because minage mumfundisi as well, so it's easier for one to navigate themselves around the different genres of music. But what I like mostly about opera music, when you study opera music, it gives you a foundation. Then you know for a fact how to place a certain vocal or a certain fach, how to place the voice when you want to sing jazz, how to place the voice when you want to sing gospel, how to place the voice when you want to sing opera. I'm going to use Umam Sibongile Khumalo as a point of reference. Classically trained, but when she sings opera music, it's totally different. When she sings classical jazz, it's different. When she sings African jazz, it's also different. It tells you that being classically trained, it's just a beautiful foundation that is laid, and it's up to you how to then build around this foundation, how to how to structure your compartments within so. Yeah, I mean, akuba lula. I was asked actually 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. So your voice is very small. Your speaking voice is very small. But when you sing, it's so big. I don't know why, but what I can say, it's probably that my singing voice is sitting somewhere, and my speaking voice is sitting somewhere. So they are not sitting at the same place. So maybe that's why the timbre is not the same.
Yeah. The guys like, who's this guy doing jazz?
Yes. You can... phenomenal. That guy is amazing.
Exactly.
That's a region. I think if I'm not counting my chickens before my eggs hatch, SASCE also it's going towards that space where we need not only to just to cover the operatic side of things or the classical side of things. Let's also introduce. Let's be innovative. Classical jazz. Let's introduce other genres there. I think in the next coming few years you will see that, because that's where we are going. We need to be very innovative. Thank you very much for having me.
Anything you want to say to SASCE community?
Yeah, definitely. Hey, abantu bethu, abantu abasithandayo, people who made us who we are today, people who really supported us when we did not see a future in this genre. My plea would be, let's not lose hope. Let's press on towards the high calling, because I know for a fact that SASCE is the one who motivates what's happening around us. We set the tone for the entire choral fraternity. We are the ones SASCE owenza sure ukuthi choral music, opera music, classical music ayifi. So let's not lose hope. Let's hold each other's hands. Let's support each other. Let's make sure that we are there in full numbers, in full support. Let's augment the space. Let's try and promote choral classical music to be what it's supposed to be in this country.
Thank you for your time.
Bless you, Puti.
Sure.
Thank you very much, guys. Bless you so much.
Sharp.